Chapter 9. Wow! Sparks clapped a hand against his forehead. That's tough luck, Cinder. Dragonfly was flying about the dragoness's chamber while she sulked on a pile of cushions. You know, you probably don't have much to worry about. Dragonfly held next to her and crossed his arms. Spyro's never known any other female dragons other than you until now. I'll bet that he's more comfortable being around you than that new chick. That's a problem, Sparks. Cinder sighed angrily and raised her head up. Spyro's only been around me. You may want to try and be with Ember if she sparks his curiosity enough. Then what did you tell him not to? I couldn't do that to Spyro. She lowered her head back on top of her paws. He deserves to be happy no matter who he's with. He's been through so much. Happiness is the least he deserves. Old news, bro, I can guarantee he'd say the same thing about you, Cinder. And you can multiply that 100 times over. Cinder just sighed. Come on, Cinder. The one good thing in life and you're not going to even try and fight for him? That's not Cinder I know. Before the black giant could respond, there was an explosion outside. Sparks and Cinder jumped in surprise and dashed to the balcony. They looked down to see the heads of the dragons and most turned towards the sky. Up above them, Flame and Spyro clashed with each other. Take this! Flame roared and spilled fireball at Spyro. Spyro dodged and countered with his own fire breath. What are those two doing? Spyro screamed against the sun. I have no idea. Cinder shook her head as he watched the two young wits circling around each other, breathing fire at one another. Spyro and Flame opened their mouths to unleash a powerful fire beam at one another. The energy combusted on impact, and both dragons were forced back from each other. Not bad, Spyro nodded approvingly. You really are as talented as your grandfather says. Flame smiled proudly. You haven't seen anything yet. Daniel looked sick. He reared his head back and began coughing hard. Flame, are you alright? Spyro asked, not sure what was going on. Flame clutched his stomach, then belched an explosion enormous ball fire at Spyro. He managed to catch the purple dragon by surprise, and Spyro backwinged to give himself an extra moment. He reached deep inside him and blew a stream of fire between his lips. The fireball froze solid and plummeted towards the city below. Cinder saw it and dove off the bank to intercept it. Just before she reached it, a blue flash slipped past her and shattered the ball into dust. Zero positioned himself between the two males and spread his wings wide in a display of dominance. Will you two stop playing these childish games? We have a guest here and you two are lucky to hit something or someone. Sorry, Serial. Spyro apologized. He and Flame flew over to the Guardian. Flame just wanted to spar a little bit. I thought I'd give him some pointers. That's fine now, but you two will have to wait for another day when the city isn't so crowded. Yes, sir. Spyro and Flame hung their heads sadly. No need to sulk, you two, Zero assured them. You ain't gonna attention by having a fellow dragon. But I doubt you two should be prepared for tonight's banquet. Another one? Sparks groaned as he flew out next to Cinder. Zero continued. The Dutch slice wait for our visitors return home. So it's going to be a special one. So I want you two to get ready right now. Zero dropped back down and seemed to just notice Cinder hovering there, watching them. You should prepare yourself too, Cinder, he called as he dove past her. I wonder what's going on, Cinder punted out loud. What, you don't know? Spark raised a brow. Tonight Zero and I planned ball to coincide with the feast. Ball? Cinder exclaimed. It's not supposed to be really formal? Technically, yes. At least it's what I had planned. Planned? Zero suggested the ball be old-fashioned, meaning that the guests all wear those funky old masks so no one can tell who is who. The Moguls have been working on them all week, but I never heard anything about it. In protest, she flew back to her room. Well, you're just so lucky I was staying ahead of you. How often does that happen? Sparks narrowed eyes. Do you want me to help you get Spyro or not? What do you mean? Just wait here. Sparks ordered and flew up down the hall. Cinder ended up waiting for nearly half an hour before the dragonfly returned with his tiny arms full of feathers. What are you doing with those? Cinder asked skeptically. Oh, you'll see. Sparks snickered. He flew over to Cinder's treasure chest and struggled to get open, but it was too heavy. Hey, a little help here? Cinder got out and opened the lid for him. Sparks ducked inside and rummaged around through Cinder's different types of armor, and dug out the ones he wanted. Sparks, what are you doing? Cinder, you thank me when this is over. He dragged one of Cinder's helmets over to her. Here, put this on. Cinder sighed and went on along with it. Sparks stared for her for a moment and nodded. Okay, take it off. I think I've got an idea. Are you making this up as you go? Sort of. But trust me, I see the outcome. And I guarantee you'll love it. Cinder watched the Sparks begin applying the feathers to her helmet with flexible wax. When he was done, he let it sit so that the feathers would sit properly and he flew down the hall again, leaving Cinder to scratch her head. When he returned, he was joined by Mo, who carried a tray of saucers and a small stack of towels. Will that be all? The Mo asked after setting a tray down on the floor. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, buddy. Sparks waved and handed him Jim as a tip. What is going on? Sim demanded. Hush! You weren't a surprise. Sparks nodded a finger to his lips. Off those pills. I need you on the floor. Cinder sighed again, did as she was told. Sparks grabbed one of the towels and dipped it in one of the saucers. He flew over to Cinder and began to scrub and polish the bracelets on her legs, neck, and tail. When he had finished those, he proceeded to do the same to the armor parts he dragged out. Cinder was about to lay down again when Sparks stopped her. Gotta let the polish dry, toots. Sorry. Cinder groaned to herself. When Sparks had finally polished all down to a brilliant shine, he went back to the tray for another towel. Hey, Sparks, do you think Spyro needs any help getting ready? I think Spyro has enough to deal with right now. Sparks replied with a chuckle. Why? Oh, no reason. Sparks shrugged. Now, for the main part of my masterpiece. Sparks turned his attention to Cinder herself. Dragon's eyes grew wide and she took a couple crushed steps back. Now, hold still. Sparks ordered and began to scrub Cinder's face. Cinder closed her eyes as Sparks went about his work. She found herself drifting off to a light slumber as Sparks finished her face and moved down her neck and then shoulders and back. The massage felt relaxing. She wished that Spyro was there with her, just to be in his company. She felt the dragonfly work its way from her back down her tail and finished at her tail blade. Suddenly, her eyes snapped open and Sparks began to polish the scales on her sides. He had moved his hand too far back and cut Cinder and dragged away from him. Oops, sorry, Sparks smiled sheepishly. I guess I got a little wrapped up in my work. Cinder just stared at him, not sure whether to believe or not. Well, we're just about done. Let me get your legs and then we'll get you going. Cinder kept her eyes on him this time until it was finished. At last, Sparks made Cinder don her armor and look in the mirror. Cinder gasped in surprise as she looked at herself. Sparks might notice her reaction and smiled to himself. Go ahead, admit it. I am a genius. Spyro was strolling around with the different plots with Ember by his side. She had been waiting for him to arrive and was immediately at his side when he showed up to the feast. She said that she'd been tipped off by where he was going to be and had decided to wait from there. You look really handsome, she smiled at him, nodding to his arm which he wore. It was not polished like Cinder's, but that didn't discourage Ember. Did you get that armor in your adventures? Yeah, I did. Spyro nodded and tried to put another inch between him and Ember. I like it. It really makes you look heroic. Thanks. Spyro blushed slightly. How do you think I look? Ember asked and put her hand in front of him and batted her eyes. Spyro stammered. The pink dragons had a mask that covered her eyes with gold and purple feathers. It's okay. You don't have to be shy, Ember said softly and leaned in towards Spyro, making his heart race and temperature rise. You can be honest with me, Spyro. Well, Spyro sighed and gave her a serious answer. You look very pretty. You mean it? Ember squealed with joy. I picked the costume out just for you. That was very thoughtful of you. Spyro smiled. He was feeling somewhat dizzy and spit on his feet. Are you okay, Spyro? Ember asked as she watched Spyro shake his head. I just feel a little dizzy. Spyro breathed deep before exhaling. Well, if you need to sit down, just let me know and we'll go get you a seat. I don't want you passing on the floor. Although, if you did, I do know how to resuscitate you. She let her eyelids behind her mouth and gazed at him. Spyro felt the soothing sensation return, but forced himself to remain standing. I think taking a seat would be a good idea right now, he sighed. Sparks, I don't know about this, Cinder said. She and the dragonfly descended to the process below. What do you mean? Cinder, you look fabulous. Sparks took another moment to look her over before giving her a thumbs up. Do you even know where Spyro is right now? He could be anywhere. Just leave that to me. Sparks waved a hand and took off. Cinder continued to descend, and Sparks returned 5 minutes later. He's in Southern Plaza. He was looking a little sick when I spotted him. Is he okay? I think so. He's got the Ember chick with him. Cinder stopped. What? Everything's going to go according to plan, Cinder. I don't even know what your plan is, Cinder protested. All I'm asking is that you trust me for once to help you and Spyro out. Now, do you trust me? Cinder looked at him for a moment. Sparks thought he would lose her. And Cinder finally faced him again. Alright, I'm with you. She nodded. Good, Sparks smiled. Now head towards the Southern Plaza. I'll take care of everything. Okay, Sparks, do what you have to. Hey, it's me we're talking about. He smiled and stepped up towards the plaza lanterns. Are you feeling it better, Spyro? Ember asked as she leaned close to Spyro's face again. I think so. A little, he groaned. but he was still feeling very warm. He had downed 3 glasses of cold water, but had done very little to help. Maybe I should see if one of the dogs can check you out, Ember said. She pressed her paw against his forehead. Spyro seemed to settle down slightly. This little compassionate side of her reminded him of Cinder. I'll be right back. Try not to move too much, okay? Ember turned and pushed her way through the crowd of bodies. As she made her way through the crowd, she had heard a voice call her name. Ember looked over to see a mentor Marla standing in front of and Flame, who wore a big grin on his face. Unable to ignore them, Ember made her way over to them. Where are you going in such a hurry? Marla asked. Ember tried to take up an excuse. Well, you better go off and find Spyro again? Marla narrowed her eyes to the dragoness. Ember didn't want to know that she was a real Spyro, so she not dummy. Yeah, I was. Well, why don't you leave him alone for a while? You have another friend who you've barely spent time with since you got here. Ember looked at Flame, who smiled at her. She gave a half-hearted smile back and cursed herself for not staying with Spyro. You look great tonight, Flame said sheepishly, a little proud of his grandfather and her mentor being there. Thank you. Ember gave an uneasy smile. The compliment caught her by surprise. You look nice yourself. She was chuckling nervously, pondering how she was going to get out of that situation. Spyro took a deep breath and sighed. Ember had begun almost 10 minutes. It's about time, Chloe said beside him. I thought she'd never leave. Spyro turned his head to see his brother glowing right beside him. Sparks, where have you been? Oh, just out and about. This and that. Nothing really important. Is that so? Spyro leaned towards him and narrowed his eyes. Were you the one told Ember where I would be? Sparks gulped nervously. Then he spotted Cinder coming down the stairs across the plaza. I thought you should be asking yourself the important question. Where's Cinder? Oh no, Spark asked. I nearly forgot. Well, I didn't. Sparks left and met Cinder on the staircase. Spyro watched as she whispered something to her, then flew back. Well, what are you waiting for, buddy? Go get her. Sparks looked at Sparks, then back in time to see Spyro's tail disappear into the crowd of bodies. He got up and began making his way to the crowd towards where he'd seen her. He walked past the refreshers and the musicians. He stopped when he reached the edge of the crowd, who surrounded those who were busy dancing on the music, or to the music. Spyro then saw her across the way. She was wearing an armor mask with random feathers sticking out around her horns. The feathers made the color of her eyes really jump out at him, and his heart fluttered. Her scales shined like the stars themselves in the lamp light, and Spyro found himself lost in her beauty. Just then, the musicians slowed their playing. Still captivated by her, Spyro took a brave step into the circle. Cinder's eyes locked onto us and she began to approach him. When they were within a foot of each other, he smiled. You look... Spyro shook his head as he tried to find the right words. Absolutely amazing. Cinder smiled warmly. Thank you. You look very handsome yourself. It was the partial truth. She preferred to look at him when he wasn't covered in armor. All around them, couples were doing their best to slow dust around them. After a long pause, Spyro lowered his head slightly. Cinder? Yes, Spyro? She felt her heart leap in her chest as she awaited the obvious question. Spyro looked back up at her eyes. May I dance with you? The black dragoness gave a slight bob of her head. Slowly they began to circle each other, keeping their eyes locked on each other. The other couples noticed and moved away more. Many who were watching began to whisper to one another as they watched the two dragons slowly moving together, step by step. Theodore, who had nearby, perked up when he heard the whispering about the two dragons in the middle of the dance circle. He moved close to get a better view and watched the two young dragons together. At the third complete circle, both dragons extended the left wing and crossed their tips together. As they continued circling, both turned to face each other and crossed the other wingtip. Theodore watched with wide eyes as Spyro and Cinder began to bob their heads and wings as they continued to circle and to sidestep. Soon, the two began to sway with the soothing music. By now, everyone had stepped out of the dance circle and were watching two dragons in awe. Marla and Furnace walked up beside Theodore and gazed at the sight before them. Oh my! Furnace gasped. I don't believe it. The dance of lovers, Marla whispered. I can hardly believe it myself. Theodore shook his head. It has been performed for nearly 1,000 years. Yet those two young men who have never seen, let alone heard of, Marla was truly astonished. Those two are indeed very special dragons. Theodore smiled. Spyro and Cinder continued swinging with each other. They moved in closer and pressed their chests together and circled each other once before reversing direction. As he turned, Spyro found himself lost in Cinder's dazzling eyes. The two rode up on their hind legs and placed their paws together and continued swaying. Spyro used one paw to push Cinder into a spin and caught her as she turned to face him again. The two spread their wings and they began to lift off the ground, still circling each other. Every head in the audience watched them. As the two dragons crossed flight paths as they ascended, they began to glow with convexity. The crowd murmured softly as the gentle purple light turned into two dragons. What is going on up there? Spyro Max as he and Amber tried to move closer to the compacting crowd. Spyro and Cinder circled closer to their area walls. At the peak of their climb, they embraced each other and began to fall. The audience watched as the two dragons locked their front tails and pointed their nose towards the ground. As the two drew close to the ground, they began to back up. When it seemed that the two were about to smash into the stone, they released each other and swooped up in a sharp climb and unleashed a burst of convexity that ignited the night sky in a brilliant purple light. The audience clapped and cheered as Spyro and Cinder slowly descended into the circle. Amber and Flame took to the air to hover over the crowd and see what was going on. When the purple glow had died down, Amber spotted Cinder standing before Spyro and she felt her temper flare. "Ah, what a cheap shot," she muttered. Flame turned his head curiously as if expecting an explanation. Spyro and Cinder blinked a couple times and looked as though they had just woken up. "Wow," Cinder gasped with a smile. "That was amazing, Spyro. I had no idea." "Neither did I," Spyro admitted. "I just did what felt right." "Well, I enjoyed it." Cinder walked up and nuzzled against Spyro's neck. Amber clenched her claws tight with displeasure. As she watched Spyro and Cinder make their way back into the sea of bodies, she smiled to herself with determination. "I'll let you have this victory," she thought to herself, "but I'm not giving up."